This is part one in a series on Windows Movie Maker. Windows Movie Maker is a free video editing program. For the Windows XP operating system, which is what we use at school, we will use the old version of Movie Maker, and it should already be installed on your teacher machine and all of the student machines in the district. If you're using a newer operating system at home, like Windows Vista or Windows 7, you would need to use the Windows Live Movie Maker. The directions in this tutorial are for the old version of Windows Movie Maker, the one that we have at school. So let's take a look at the Movie Maker window. This is what Movie Maker looks like. It's divided into four sections. Over here we have the task pane. These are the different things that we're going to be able to do in Windows Movie Maker. In the center here we have what are called the collections pane. Collection includes any group of video, it could be pictures, and it also could be music files that you're working with. Over here on the right hand side we have the preview window, and this is where we'll see the video playback. So if I wanted to play this clip here, I could click the play button underneath the preview window and we would see that video clip play in the preview window. And then down here below, this is our workspace. This is where we're going to be doing things in Movie Maker. The view that I'm currently showing is timeline view, and in order to do our first step, which will be adding clips to our video, we're going to go ahead and work in Storyboard view because I think it's easier to do that in that view. So you'll notice right above the timeline, right below your collections, you have a button that's called Show Storyboard. So if you are not in Storyboard view, go ahead and click Show Storyboard. Now Storyboard view, notice, gives you just basically boxes. This is where your video clips or your pictures are going to go to create your movie. So what you want to do is decide which video clips you want to use in your movie. I'm going to use this clip first, and I'm going to click on it and I'm going to drag it down to the first position in my video. And then maybe I'm going to have this clip, and go ahead and continue doing that, clicking and dragging on your clips until you get 3 or 4 clips down in your video in your storyboard. Now once you have your clips down here, you'll also notice that just because you put them down here did not delete them out of your collection. And so what that means is you can utilize the clips more than once. So if you want the same shot at the beginning and at the end of your movie, you can do that in Movie Maker. Once you get your clips down here on the storyboard, you can also rearrange them. So if I decide I want this clip to come before this one, I can click on it and drag it in front, and that will rearrange the clips. Alright, so now we're ready to edit the clips, and I like to do the editing in timeline view, so I'm going to switch back to timeline view, and to do that I'm going to click right on the button that says Show Timeline. Now you'll notice in timeline view, in this view you have multiple tracks. You may or may not have your video track expanded. You'll notice that here I have a little minus sign, so if I click that I can collapse the video track. And now I have 3 tracks. I have one for my video, that's where my clips are. I have a track for audio or music, and I have a track for title overlays, and we'll talk about that in a future tutorial. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe look at trimming some of these clips. So for example, I think this clip is too long. So if I think this clip is too long, I can trim it. So if I click on the clip, you'll notice that when I come to the end or when I come to the beginning, I have a trim handle on both sides. So I can make it shorter from the beginning, or I can make it shorter from the end. If I want to shorten it from the beginning, I'm going to click on the left handle and drag in. And you can see in the preview window it's showing you now where that clip will start. I could drag from the end if I wanted to by clicking on the right trim handle and dragging in, and that will trim the clip from the end. So you can trim clips to make them shorter, and at any time you can restore them to their original length by just clicking and dragging the track out. In part 2 of this tutorial, we'll look at jazzing up your movie by adding transitions and effects.